happy Saturday. Today we're going to be talking about why we aren't taking action. A lot of you have emailed me, Facebook messaged me, it's been in your homework, a list of actions that you are currently doing, and then a list of actions that you know you need to be doing or you should be doing for your business or your life, but you aren't doing. And some of these actions will be actions you've done already in the past and you just have stopped doing, or some of them will be things you've never done and might be a little bit scary. But the reason we don't do the action, if you're not currently taking it now, we can excuse it away all day long, but the reason you're not doing it now is because of the way that you feel. It's either the way you feel in your current moment, whether you're just unmotivated, not feeling well, you've got a lot of emotional or personal stress, so whatever you're feeling in the current moment, or what you feel when you do it. So if you've done it before and it doesn't feel good. And like reaching out to people on Facebook, maybe you don't feel good when you talk to people on the phone, or the way you imagine it will feel, like maybe going to a networking event, you just feel like, oh my gosh, that will feel awful having to talk to people I don't know. So whatever it is, we take action based on how we feel. So if we do something, it's because it feels good, and if we don't do something, it's because it doesn't feel good. If we avoid doing something, it's because of what we imagine it will feel like when we do it. So where do these feelings come from? Because, and we talked about this on the call, but I really want to stress it because the more that you can really start to see this in your life, the more you can really take steps to change it. So our feelings come from the way that we think. All of our thoughts create vibrations in our body. So whatever we're thinking is how we feel, and how we feel is how we take action. So if we need to take an action in our business, say go to a networking event, but we're thinking that that's really scary, I don't know what I'll say to people, I don't know how to talk to people, what if they ask me questions, I don't know the answers to them, what if I don't know what to say at all and then I just stumble around, what if I make a fool of myself, there's lots of little inner monologues that go on. And so if we are anticipating that it will feel bad, or that we might get embarrassed, or that we might fail, or we might get rejected, so failure, rejection, embarrassment, those are feelings. If we're anticipating that, then we'll just avoid it. Our brains will self-protect us, and they'll justify why we don't have time to do it, why we don't really need to do it, or why we're not ready to do it. So if we know it's from our thinking, I want to give you an exercise, because the first step is to just find out what you're thinking that's making you feel that way. Most people might know they feel bad or good, but they may not even know what they're feeling, and they might certainly not know what they're thinking that's contributing to that feeling. So I want you to take out a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to do what I call a thought download. So you're going to start writing the things that you fear in your business, or the things that you don't want to take action on, and why. So let me give you an example of what this would look like. When I first started coaching, this would have been a typical thing that's going through my head. Oh my gosh, what if I don't get clients? And what if I do get clients and I don't get them results? And what if they get on the call and they get really mad at me and they hate what I have to say? And what if I just spent $10,000 to go to this coaching school and I don't make any money in my business? And what if I fail and I never am able to get any clients? And what if my family thinks I'm crazy because I did this, and then the whole time they're thinking, haha, I knew you couldn't do it? And what if I destroy my future because I've spent this money and I don't get clients? Like, what if I'm not able to make myself do what I know I need to do? Like, what if I, just can't put myself out there and I can't get motivated? What if I never get over these hurdles that are going on in my brain? Yada, 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 yada. So when I was early on, things I needed to be doing was practice coaching people and reaching out to people and creating a program. When it came to creating a program, that's like an actual action you need to be taking as a coach in your business. And the reason I didn't want to do it was, what if no one wants to do the program? What if the content isn't good enough? I could be pushing myself into a box and limiting who I could attract in my business if I stick to one specific program. What if people take it and then they don't get any results on it? What if, Or am I a hypocrite? And this is a good one. Am I a hypocrite because I still struggle with this in my own life and that I'm teaching it? Right? I've seen some of you have emailed me and said, I need to be standing in integrity because I don't work out every day, or because, this or that. And that's a whole nother soapbox. But I will say, if you're even trying to do it, you can help someone else do it who isn't doing it. Let me just say that. The fact that you're doing it every day, the fact that you work out 3 times a week, 2 times a week, the fact that you do the shakes and don't work out at all, ladies, that is bigger than most people do. The fact that you've lost any weight, the fact that you've raised your energy and changed your vibration and started creating a life for yourself, all of these things make you exactly in alignment with who you say you are, and you're the perfect person to teach these people these things. So, a little bit of a soapbox, but this is a good example of how you get yourself out of that little monologue that I just did, right? So your brain is going to tell you all the reasons why you shouldn't take action, or why you can't take action, or why you're not the perfect person to take that action. Your brain is always going to tell you those things. So you've got to come up, when you do your list, I want you to come up with your list. Just start writing like I did. You can even say it out loud. Sometimes it's helpful to just record it on your phone and just start talking. See what comes out. See what things that you know you should be doing and you're not doing. Just start talking about what's kind of making you stick in your business. Then I want you to start talking about all the reasons why you're perfect to help someone. And that might be, let me give you an example of someone I work with who I think is amazing to help people. So it's really hard for me to take action because I have a lot of fear and a lot of self-doubt and a lot of insecurities. So for me, every day that I wake up and I work on my business is a huge step for me. And I have a lot going on in my life. It's hard for me to give myself time to create in my life. And I feel like everybody else's time is more important. But the fact that I show up and do it, the fact that I take steps all the time, the fact that I sometimes fail and keep going, the fact that I continuously put myself out there no matter how scared I am, makes me the perfect person to help other people who have that fear, who aren't taking any action, who have never started a business, who have never gotten one single client, who have never gotten one single business partner. I've done all those things, and because of that, I can take action. I may not be on the same level as other people, but on the level I'm at, there are plenty of people below me that I can help. So what I just did is take a fear list, and then I showed you what my fear list would be, and then I showed you what a love list would be for someone who I work with, right? So the fear list is all the reasons why you shouldn't do something, and the love list is all the reasons why you need to do something, why you should do it, why you're the perfect person for it. And this can make all the difference. If you're scared to go to a networking event, I will literally write my love list or talk my love list into my phone right before I walk in. And yes, I'm a networking coach, and I'm amazing at networking and building relationships. It scares the shit out of me. And so I know that seems so crazy, and some of you are like, what? But I am an introvert, and so being around people and new situations, I have to really manage my mind through it. I have to do my little love list the entire time I'm there. I have to breathe the entire time I'm there. I do speed networking events. The moment it starts and it's like really fast and you're switching and the room gets really hot and you're talking over and over and you can't really hear what other people are saying because it's so loud in the room, and I have to, every person that sits down in front of me, I have to lean back, right? Because we talked about yesterday our qualities, our intentions. So I lean back and I receive, and I just breathe in and I say, how can I be here and be present with this person, and what can I offer them? Okay, go. Tell me about yourself. Tell me everything. What do you do? What do you like to do? Blah, 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 blah. But it's very terrifying for me, and when I leave, I always feel like such a warrior because it's very hard for me. So if I can do it, I know you can do it, for sure. So let's talk about the fear list, and then let's talk about the love list. What are the reasons you shouldn't do something, or you believe you're not qualified, or you believe, what do you fear about it? What could happen for it, or because of it? Like, so, your list might not be the reasons why you don't feel like you're qualified. It could be all the reasons why you're scared shitless to do it, right? All the feelings you think you might feel. If you're afraid of going to a networking event, why? What do you imagine you'll feel? Write everything down. right? So just get it all out on paper. Yours is going to look different than every other person's, right? So somebody else's fear list might be, I know I need to go to a networking event. I'm afraid I'm going to feel embarrassed. I'm going to feel anxious. I'm going to feel stupid. I'm going to feel humiliated. I'm going to feel frustrated. I'm going to feel angry at myself. I'm going to feel, I'm going to feel depression when I leave. I'm going to feel not good enough, not worthy. That's a good one. Not good enough and not worthy. Not enough, right? So all that might be your list, right? Now your love list, if that's your fear list, could look like, what could I feel if I choose to show up for other people? I could feel grateful that I have something to offer them. I could feel excited to meet new people. I could feel happy to have been part of this experience. I could feel hopeful that I'll leave and gain something, like some sort of new skill. I could feel courageous. That's a good feeling. I think feeling courageous, if you're latched onto the right meaning, could feel good. Like, I could feel courageous for even going and putting myself out there. I could feel proud for putting myself out there. I could feel energetic. There's so many things. So whatever your list is, start with the one, like, why you aren't taking action, what you imagine you'll feel, or what you're dreading about it, or maybe it's, I hate talking on the phone. I talk on the phone all day. I don't want to, I used to feel like this. I don't want to make fake conversation. I don't want to small talk. That's not me. That's not who I am. That's not in alignment with what I like to do. So I don't want to, get on this phone with this person who I don't really care about. Like, those used to be, when I first started coaching, those used to be my thoughts. And I had to really start changing the way I looked at it and changing, how I felt about it. Now it's like, I can't wait to get on the phone with this person. I'm so excited. I care so much about them, and I want to know everything that's going on and how I can help and how I can change their perspective, what I can do for them, what it will give them, what I will take from it. Maybe I'll learn something in the process. So you see, I'm just giving you two thought processes, one that feels really bad and one that feels really good. The reason we're not taking action is because of the list that feels bad. Now, the second part of this is a little bit of emotional intelligence that I do trainings on. And that is, what if all of our negative feelings were supposed to be there? What if we were meant to feel bad? What if we were meant to feel ashamed, rejected, like a failure? What if we were meant to feel anxious and depressed? What if we were meant to feel fearful? What if we were meant to feel, all the plethora of negative emotions? Because it's part of the human experience. Because if we don't have those bad feelings, then there are no good feelings to springboard off of. If there's no excitement, there's no fear. If there's no fear, there's no excitement. If there's no sadness, there's no joy. If there's no hate, there's no love, right? If there's no self-doubt, then there's no pride, right? Whatever the counterparts are. So really, our negative emotions are meant to just show up to help us contrast our positive emotions. And I think they're also there to help us find out what we don't want so that we can figure out what we do want. So if you have a list of things you don't want, take that list. Maybe that's the list for you, just all the things you don't want. So if those are the things you don't want, what do you want? And figure that out. And go from there. Take action to get what you do want. But when I believe that negative emotion is part of the human experience, then I'm willing to feel those emotions. And here's what I want to leave you with today. What if you were willing to feel the negative emotion? What if you were just willing to do it? What if you were willing to live with fear? Like, really think about that. If you were willing to live with it, as in it was there all the time, and you were just willing to let it be there. As being an entrepreneur, what I can tell you is it's part of the experience. I have had many days where I wanted to quit. I've had many days that felt awful. I have had a lot of crushing, crippling fear. I've had days where I'm not motivated. I've had days where people have told me really awful things. I've had days where I just think it would be so much easier to turn around and go back into the dark. I've had those days. I've had those days where I feel like nothing's happening for me, nothing's working. Those days where I don't know that I have any more energy to keep going. I've had all of it. But I see it as part of the entrepreneurial experience, and I'm willing to feel it. So when it happens, I'm just like, yep, this is part of what I signed up for. I'm playing big, and when you play big, this is what happens. If you're in the arena fighting, you get ran over by the bulls. It's just part of the game. So fear's allowed to be a part of it. It's allowed to come with me. It's allowed to be on my journey. It just doesn't get to make my decisions. It just doesn't. For me, when I'm afraid of something, I write a whole list of all the things I'm afraid of. And this is in your activity booklet too. So you can also do this. If you have a little hard time with the first exercise I give you, this is in your activity booklet as well, in your workbook. It's an exercise where I really find out what I'm afraid of, and then I say, what do my decisions look like when I'm living in this environment of fear? And then if I didn't have that fear, what would that look like? What would my actions be? How would I show up if I didn't have that fear? And that's what I do. I take the action. The fear doesn't go away. It's still there. But I just do it anyways. So what if you were willing to feel the fear and do it anyways? Right? What if you're just willing to feel it and do it anyways? What if you were willing to experience any negative emotion? What if you were willing to feel shame? What would that look like? What if you were willing to feel self-doubt? If you were willing to say, I'm going to do this amazing thing, and then immediately hear those thoughts in your head that say, you can't do it. You're not worthy. You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not talented enough. You don't know how. You can't. You're not that type of person. Who are you to think you could do something like that? Right? Are you willing to hear those thoughts and keep going? Are you willing to say, even though I'm thinking that, I know it's just my brain protecting me and I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to do it even though I feel fear, even though I feel shame. What if you were able to feel rejection and keep moving, and you just recognized rejection as part of the process and saw it as succeeding? Like, oh, I've gotten rejection. I'm still in the game. I'm in the arena. I'm still fighting the bulls. There's another one coming my way. So I don't have time to think about the other bull, because if I think about the other bull, there's one coming this way that's going to run me over too, right? And I don't want to get my ass ran over by a bull again. So every time I get ran over by one, I'm going to figure out why I got ran over by that one so I don't get ran over by the next one. And I'm going to keep moving, and I'm staying in this arena no matter how bad I feel, no matter how much I'm bleeding, no matter how bad I'm hurt. I'm staying here. I'm in it to win it. Right? It's a whole different mindset. So I want you guys to join me on this entrepreneurial mindset. I want you to really feel the fear and do it anyways. One of my mastermind's inside jokes is anytime we feel fear, we just say it. We say, there is fear. And we just announce it to people, there is fear. And it's really funny because it almost makes it like normal. It's just like, now it's just a running joke with us. Like, we'll just text each other, there is fear. I'm walking into a networking event, and there is fear. I'm getting ready to host a workshop, there is fear. And then we just announce it, and then we move on with it. So I hope that this inspires you to take some action in your business this week, and send me those lists. I want to know what they are for you. Whatever you decide, even if you record it, you can still send it. And what I love is when I do record the love list, I play it back for myself over and over and over, sometimes every day. I just like to hear my own voice saying it, reminding myself. But let me know what it is too so that I can help you. Okay? I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend. Love you. Bye.